American Pickers Mike Wolfe looks downcast outside Iowa guest house in first photos since co-star Frank Fritz's death. Hello everyone, my name is Shofia. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the like up. American Pickers star Mike Wolfe has been spotted looking downcast in first photos since the passing of his co-star and longtime friend Frank Fritz. Frank passed away on Monday, September 30. At the age of 60, sign up for the U.S. Sun newsletter. Your info will be used in accordance with our privacy policy. The passing came 2 years after Frank suffered a debilitating stroke in July 2022 that left him wheelchair-bound, and under guardianship, Mike, 60, rushed from Tennessee to Yo to be by his friend's side before he passed in hospice, surrounded by loved ones. In exclusive photos obtained by the U.S. Sun, Mike could be seen for the first time since Frank's passing in his hometown of Lure, Iowa on Wednesday, October 2. Mike kept busy most of the day by finishing up renovations on his Via Vacation rental 2 lanes guest house. Mike's sister Beth could be seen helping her brother as he walked in and out of the house to grab tools and antiques from his car throughout the day. Mike was in a more somber mood than usual as he kept his head down and rarely cracked a smile while working. He wore a blue button-down shirt, jeans, and a hat. Later in the day, he changed into a shirt as he continued to work on the home. Mike then returned to his Yo home for the evening after a long day of work. The American Picker star purchased his 3,168 feet Val home for $180,000. In 2004, American Pickers star Frank Fritz, dead at 60 after suffering stroke, as core Mike Wolfe says, "I will miss you so much." The home is a 2-story duplex with an apartment on the second floor, as a business occupies the first story. The 218 building features 2 garages, back patio with a wood deck, and views of the Mississippi River with Illinois seen in the distance. As for the vacation rental, Mike purchased the 2,142 Ft building for $300,000 in December 2021. The 2-story house was built in 1880 and features 3 bedrooms, a basement, a fireplace, and more amenities. The U.S. Sun previously revealed the renovations Mike made to the home, including painting the previous off-white building a dark green with black trimming. There is a wooden porch in the backyard with a modern black steel railing, a newly installed stone fire pit, and views of the Mississippi River. Mike has been updating fans on the renovation process over Instagram. Mike also owns a vacation rental located in a historic Columbia tennis building that was built in 1857. On Thursday, Mike returned to his guest house. He looked somber as he spoke to friends and staff members and eventually began moving furniture. The longtime reality star, dressed in distressed denim, a black t-shirt, and brown boots, he gave a friend a big hug. As he worked on his property, Mike announced Frank's passing on Tuesday morning with an Instagram post that read, "It's with a broken heart that I share with all of you that Frank passed away last night. I've known Frank for more than half my life, and what you've seen on TV has always been what I have seen, a dreamer who was just as sensitive as he was funny, the same off camera as he was on. Frank had a way of reaching the hearts of so many by just being himself. Who would have ever dreamed we would share the cockpit of a white cargo van in front of millions of people interested in our adventures? Before the show, we would take off together to places we never knew existed, with no destination in mind, and just the shared passion to discover something interesting and historic." Frank last appeared on American Pickers during a March 2020 episode. He took time off to recover from back surgery, leaving him with 185 stitches and 2 rods in his spine. During his time off the show, he entered rehab for alcohol addiction in Yo. For 77 days, Frank had a falling out with Mike as he had not been asked to return to the show. Frank exclusively told the U.S. Sun in a 2021 interview, "I haven't talked to Mike in 2 years. He knew my back was messed up, but he didn't call me up and ask how I was doing. That's just how it is. I think Mike wants to get his brother Robbie in there to replace me. I don't know why he's behaving like that towards me, though he had been open about wanting to return to the series after his hiatus." Mike confirmed he was officially let go in 2021. The two ultimately reconciled after Frank suffered the stroke. Frank Fritz was placed under a conservatorship in August 2022, just weeks after he suffered a stroke. Frank's conservator is Midwestone Bank and is in charge of his finances. The bank agreed to invest Frank's money and collections to generate income. The Guardian is his good friend, Chris Davis. Chris is responsible for helping Frank manage his Crohn's disease treatment, go to physical therapy, grocery shop, cook, and more day-to-day tasks. Asks the conservatorship also agreed to help replenish Frank's Yawa antique store. Frank Fritz finds a wheelchair, ramp and more have been installed in his Yo home under the conservatorship. Frank suffered a stroke in his AA home in July 2022. Frank was unable to recover from the stroke as he was rushed to the hospital 4 times in 2022 and 2023 for pneumonia and a seizure. Frank's CL friends even filed for a conservatorship and guardianship for him in August 2022. Midwestone Bank acted as Frank's conservator, while his close friend Chris Davis served as his guardian because of his stroke. Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to care for his own safety or to provide for necessities such as food, shelter, clothing, or medical care, without which physical injury or illness may occur. Documents obtained by the U.S. Sun read Ms. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to communicate, or carry out important decisions concerning his own financial affairs. Decisions must be made for Mr. Fritz's care and placement while he continues to recover and receive treatment for his injuries. The appointment of a guardian and conservator was deemed necessary to avoid immediate harm to him. Frank was wheelchair-bound after suffering the stroke. As a ramp was installed outside of his farm home, he can walk, but he's always going to need the wheelchair because he can't walk long distances, a source previously told the U.S. Sun. Basically, you lose motion. He lost motion. A stroke can affect your left or your right side. It affected his right side. But the insider insisted Frank never lost his lovable personality. As the source said at the time, he's the same old Frank. He has a good attitude and a great sense of humor. We crack jokes all the time. You got to make the best of the situation. So he's come to terms with all of that. His mind is right. He's a happy guy, and his sense of humor is there. Then, in his final months, Frank's condition got worse. A source exclusively told the U.S. Sun he has been bad since the stroke, and he had been getting worse. He was unable to move the right side of his body. He needed 24-hour care. There was no way he was getting better. He was in a home in July 2024. Conservator Midwestone demanded Frank's finances be transferred to them, as the star needed skilled and long-term nursing care at the time. Frank's guardian and close friend Chris Davis exclusively revealed to the U.S. Sun funeral plans for the late History Channel star. There will be a celebration of life in the future. It will be big. Fans can attend. We already have several bands who want to play in it, including my band. This will probably take place in the spring. Chris added of his close friend, I will say Frank loved his fans, and he passed away peacefully with friends at his side. Topics. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel American Pickers and stay with us.